We back, baby! Let's go! After a much anticipated wait for my 18 subscribers, the Alcohol Part 2 video is here. What we are discussing today, because there is a discussion, I want some action in the comments, people, is drinking games. The good, the bad, and the ugly. The first and most iconic drinking game on the list, drum roll please, is beer pong. Beer pong is a great drinking game and could almost do with its own video. It can be played with mates, ops, and randoms, anywhere and anytime. There is never an occasion where a G game isn't suitable, except maybe during Cyclone Alfredo on the rooftop of our apartment. What is bad is all the stupid rules people come up with. So fortunately for everyone, I'm going to explain the rules. These are AS/NZS accredited, but can be used worldwide. Trust me, I'm a fully playing alcoholic mechanical engineer. I got this shit down to a science. I will be explaining the standard 2v2 10 cup beer pong and delve into the different variations from there. Before you start, you'll need 20 party cups and 2 ping pong balls, ideally with a few spare and a table/playing surface. The cups are set up with 10 on either side of the table with a pyramid arrangement like so. Cups should be a finger length from the edge. I'll explain why later. Once the cups are set up, fill them with your beverage of choice. And before you pansies jump up and down talking about water, simmer down. Water cups is a variation to the standard game, which will be discussed later. Refer to the diagram for fill levels. When playing doubles, unless you're drinking the same drinks as your partner, you pick 5 cups which are yours, and they have their 5. I usually do this arrangement. Now for the fun part, playing. There are many ways to start a beer pong game. The two I'm most familiar with are Snake Eyes and Challenger Starts. Snake Eyes involves a member of each team standing behind their cups and staring into the eyes of the opposition player while shooting the ball at the cups. The team who gets the ball in the opponent's cup starts. If both teams get it in or miss, then the other teammates shoot. This is repeated until someone gets it in. As the name suggests, the Challenger Starts method means the team who is challenging the current kings, queens, or other on the table start. The game works by standing behind your end of the table and taking turns shooting the balls into the opponent's cups until there are none left. When a ball lands in a cup, the person whose cup it is must down the drink at the end of the opponent's turn and put the cup to the side before having their turn. The shooter's elbow is not to cross the edge of the playing surface. If it does, the other team is allowed to call elbows and a reshot is to be taken. Turns consist of each player in a team shooting the ball. The turn does not end until both balls are in the other team's hands. Teams are not allowed to shoot if it is not their turn. Any balls thrown outside of the team's turn are not counted and to be given to the other team for a bonus throw. There are different ways to get rid of the other team's cups. The standard way is to throw it and get it in. The cup that the ball is in is out. If a ball bounces off the rim of a cup and lands in another, every cup which rim the ball bounced off and the cup that the ball landed in is out. A player may choose to perform a bounce shot. This involves bouncing the ball off the table and it landing in the opponent's cups. A successful bounce shot claims the cup the ball landed in, every cup whose rim was contacted as mentioned previously, and an additional cup of the defending team's choosing. Note the defending team is allowed to catch a ball after it bounces on the table, so it's a high risk, high reward play. Another rule people play is catches. Don't play catches. Beer pong is about making a splash like Stephen Clay. Catches involves the defending team catching the ball clean one-handed under the table after the ball has bounced off the rim of a cup or completely missed the table. When a successful catch is completed, a cup of the throwing team is chosen by the throwing team is out of the game. I play pure buckets, so don't play this rule. The rule I do play though is Island. Each player gets one Island called during the game. Island is to be called before the player throws and when there is a cup isolated from the other cups.
Island, baby!
The player is to call an island such as Hawaii
Fucking Hawaii.
and throw the ball at the island cup. If it goes in, then another cup of the defending team's choice is to be removed. If the player misses or the ball lands in another cup, it is counted as a missed throw. Balls back is a great rule. This is when both players, during the turn, sink a cup. When this happens, the throwing team gets the balls back for another turn. The step up from this is grenade, which is where both players sink their balls in one cup. This is not only hype AF, but every cup touching the grenade cup is out, along with the balls back rule applying. Balls back and grenade are why some cups are not to be moved until after the turn is complete. The most satisfying side to a game is winning Snake Eyes, sinking a grenade in the middle cup straight off the rip, crushing your opponent's chances, then hitting your island, destroying their dreams, before obliterating their souls by sinking the last remaining cup, all in one hand. From here, depression has consumed the enemy team, leaving them unable to hit any of the 10 remaining cups on your side of the table for redemption. What is redemption? Redemption is either the best or worst rule depending on the game. It can increase the intensity of a game or drag it out to excruciating lengths. Redemption occurs when the final cup of a team is sunk. The sunk team gets a redemption shot each, where if they sink a cup, then the game continues. I play where if 2 balls are sunk on the last cup, then the other team must sink both redemption shots. I also play unlimited redemption rounds. This gets painful when both teams suck, but keep hitting the redemption shot, or neither team can finish the game. When this happens, the gentleman's agreement should be applied, and both teams concede to a draw. I wish only my worst enemies or greatest friends to be on the receiving end of the start. However, it does come with one downside for the victors. As the first cup the player hits is the middle cup, pitch cup is applied, where the player who hits the middle cup on their first cup must pull their pants down until they sink another cup, which isn't long in this situation, and is also nothing compared to the punishment that the losing team must face from being beaten without sinking a single cup. I've only seen this once in my professional pong career, but I hope to see it many more times. The punishment entails the losers doing a nudie run around the block, and to be honest, if you lose without hitting a cup, you don't deserve close your dog. Trick shots add a fun dynamic to the game, but often get out of hand. Trick shots are usually initiated by the throwing team getting the ball back during their turn and performing a trick shot, such as a bounce shot, off the wall, no look, behind the back, etc. etc. and act as a second chance shot. Getting the ball back during your turn to perform the trick shot is where it gets out of hand. Some people have a free-for-all and fight for the balls on or off the table after it's been thrown. Me personally, I only go for the ball if I get it from my side of the table. If it touches the ground, I stop to the other team. The reason for this is because I am a 6'1", 105 kg man of pure meat. If I start diving into those loose balls like I'm on the footy field, someone's probably going to get hurt. Also, the game just isn't that deep, bro. You ain't going to see me tweaking or crashing out over a beer pong game. Another rule that also isn't that deep and have never tried to attempt is guys finger, girls blow. This rule can be used when the ball is swirling around the cup. Guys can flick the ball out with their fingers and girls can blow it out. Be warned, it does not go into another cup. I don't try this because it is massive seeds, but more power to you if you can pull it off.
Feel the power.
Oh, I can feel it.
Guys, if you blow, you're gay. Nothing wrong with that, less competition for me, but that's just how it is. You're gay. You're also a bastard if you intentionally try and knock over cups. This is another way to lose cups. If the cup is knocked over or off the table, then it counts as a sunken cup. Yes, the cup should be filled to the correct level so they don't get knocked over, but I digress. The last rule I will mention, which can be vital for the outcome of the match, is the rearrange. Each team gets one rearrange per game, and it must be called at the start of a turn.
Yo, rearrange, bro.
This is where the opponent's remaining cups can be rearranged to a shape of your choice. Common shapes include Special Olympics, sword, house, square, and fat or long diamond. I recommend doing this call with 4 or 5 cups remaining. Now that I have explained the correct way to play 2v2 10 cup beer pong, let's go over some variations, because variety is the spice of life. Water cups is the first variation. It involves putting water in the cups instead of alcohol. This is done for sanitary reasons, i.e. moldy cups, and to avoid sharing cups. Look, I get it. My issue with using water cups is people don't drink while playing, and the whole point of the game is to drink. Like, what are we doing here? I need to be drunk to enjoy your company. It also just ain't as fun. If I'm the host, I clean my cups so they aren't moldy, and I have a splash cup to clean the ball while playing outside. But if I'm at someone else's house, and that's how they play, I will play with water cups. 6 cup pong is when 6 cups per side are used instead of 10. The same rules as 10 cup pong apply. The bitch cup for this game is the front cup, but it isn't really played in this version. 6 cup pong is good if you want a fast game.
I'm fast as fuck, boy.
Or for 1v1s. Preferably, I would play 10 cup pong even for a 1v1. 1v1s still use 2 balls per turn. 3v3 or 15 cup pong adds another row to the pyramid. Same rules apply as 10 cup pong, except there is an extra ball in play. For balls back or grenade, only 2 balls need to go in for it to count, but the 3rd ball only comes back if it is also sunk. If you have the cups, people and table space for it, running a doubles game of beer pong is fire. To set this up, form 2 10 cup pyramids per end. This version is basically running 2 games of beer pong at the same time, with you pairing up with the team on your side of the table. Regular rules apply, but there are now 4 balls in play, and players can go for either pyramid on the other side. Pyramids are treated as separate games, so when the last cup of a pyramid is sunk, the corresponding team is out of the game. Redemption rounds are applied to everyone in the team, so you can save the other pyramid during a redemption round and keep the other team in the game. I like it because the bigger the game, the better it is, and it creates extra strategy. Do you focus on one team, or just go for the easier cups? With that, you can ignore everything I've said about beer pong if house rules are called.
Welcome to my house.
Your house, your rules. Big City Life. Bam, 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 bam. It's the outro. Bam, 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 bam. Just a regular Joe. Bam, bam, bam. Psh.